please welcome the Mayor of Tukwila, Mayor Allan Ekberg.
Thank you, Allan Ekberg, Mayor of Tukwila. It will be a hard act to follow. I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly of what's going on in the city of Tukwila. Yeah, there's the ugly right there. Oops, I'm closing it on myself. I don't want to do that. The bad part, we're looking at a revenue stream right now that's kind of hurting. Way back to 2015, we're pretty much there to 2014. So we're kind of working to overcome that. Council's doing a great job with the administration to figure this thing out. If we look at this one, that's our dip down in the COVID timeframe, and we're not coming back up to where we expected to be. Those things being said, we're working on a three-legged stool approach. One of those approaches is how do we look at our revenue opportunities? What do we do about our existing services and expenditures? And then what do we have in the bankroll that can help us carry us through for the next couple of years? So those are the type of things that we're working on currently. If we look at our law enforcement and our police department, we are working on property crime issues. I think we're all facing that in our regions. We all know that. So we're talking with the state legislators about some changes that might be beneficial to not only the city of Tukwila, but the South End cities as well as the state of Washington. We're looking at hiring some additional police officers, filling some positions that have remained vacant during the COVID timeframe. And we're also looking at the opportunity to bring new employees into the city, into our new Justice Center, which opened up recently. Also in our fire services, we're working on a contract with Puget Sound Regional Fire Services in order to be a future provider of fire services to the city of Tukwila to benefit the region as well as the city itself. In that role, our city council will be deliberating on that vote next week. And we see here a picture of a new fire station that the public safety plan was initiated by a vote of the public, and we have 2 new fire stations and the new Justice Center to support that. Economically, retails are tracking a little bit higher than what we expected, but not as high as we expected to have. So when you look at the crossover between revenues and expenditures, we're getting real close to that and going to exceed that in another couple of years if we don't do something now about that. That being said, lodging tax revenue is looking a lot better than we expected, although it's going to continue to grow as more people come into our environment, into our region, to spend money in Burien and Des Moines, Normandy Park, and SeaTac, along with Tukwila. Economic recovery is important. As you can see, we're coming back up to where we were a couple years back, and so we expect that growth to continue even more. So the interesting thing about what we're doing in some of our economic development spaces, what we've been doing with small businesses, I really want to recognize the port, and we'll be hearing from them shortly. Last year, the port was instrumental in a Business Impact Northwest process to help small businesses improve their digital marketing campaigns. And the port has also led funding opportunities and created a new community business connectors program. So hats off to the port, and we thank you for those services. Not only with the port, but Highline and other partner cities have worked on contributing to small business development center opportunities that Highline is supporting for the local community. So we thank Highline College for that. And in Tukwila, we have what's called Experience Tukwila. It's an opportunity for a social media platform to learn about what's going on in Tukwila. Future developments, we're looking at what's called the Pros, which is a apartment complex in the heart of South Center. Currently, we have a large apartment complex. We have 2 senior housing complexes. This will be a 3rd market rate complex for people to live in the heart of Tukwila next to South Center Mall. Wattage is a project that Forterra is proposing, which will be up on Tukwila International Boulevard. And the goal with that is to have 100 residential units, which will be owner-occupied units, and it'd be like a cooperative process for them. And in the base ground floor, they're looking at a lot of small different businesses coming into that location as well. Health and Wellness Center, we have an organization called Health Point in the city of Tukwila. They're off of Military Road. We're looking at them to move on to land that the city has sold to them on Tukwila International Boulevard, which will be closer to the residential neighborhoods that they support. And then the Prado District. If you all go south of South Center, there's a lot of open space down there, 240 some odd acres. And the Prado District's been identified by the Suali family as a future development site for commercial and residential support. If we look at housing in the city of Tukwila, our numbers have been growing quite well. Economic development, we have a lot of different opportunities. This is the website to go out to learn about those opportunities. This one company being shown here, Stella, is all about building satellites for space in our city. It's pretty cool. When we think about rugby as a sport, we have a complex called Starfire. And right now we're going to tell Glendale, Colorado, who thinks they're the biggest rugby city in the world, that we're going to be the ones coming up after you guys. And the reason for that is we have the Seawolves. They're a Major League Rugby finals. They won 2 world champions, and they've played a 3rd world champion, and they lost to New York just recently. Rugby Sevens is mentioned up there. Last summer, Tukwila hosted the U.S. National Rugby Sevens Championships at Starfire Sports. And in 2031, the Men's World Cup is coming to the local Seattle area. We expect the Starfire's facility to be a training facility for them, as well as the 2033 World Cup. Next on is Experience Tukwila. This is a platform where you can learn about business opportunities in the city of Tukwila. Those are the links to it, so you can have access to multiple different things: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn.
Hi, I'm Eric Duchel, professional rugby player and big fan of the community that surrounds my team, the Seawolves. Join me as I explore and experience Tukwila.
People always ask me, Eric, how do you become an elite athlete? And I always tell them, eat your meat and potatoes, stay humble, and get to Starfire. It's this multi-sport complex out in Tukwila where the Seattle Sounders train, little kids come train, and more importantly, the Seattle Seawolves train and play. How many people, players, teams come through Starfire?
Ooh, a lot. You know the bridge that you drove over coming in here?
Yeah.
We have about 1.3 million people come across that bridge every year.
Wow, that's a lot more than I thought.
Yeah, our mission is to create this world-class facility that's for everyone, that's inclusive for our community. So it doesn't matter where you're from, it doesn't matter how much money you have, you can come and play at Starfire.
It became like a home for me. Soccer was my outlet. It was a place that I felt my best self.
It's like an atmosphere. It's like I'm ready to play a big game. It's a big complex with lots of fields.
I don't think anything can compare to Starfire. I've been to other soccer facilities, but they've just never felt like this.
We play rugby games here, lacrosse, Quidditch, ultimate frisbee.
Big rivalries happen here. Championship games happen here in the stadium.
It's electric. There's so many fans. It's always sold out. I agree.
So if we were gonna play a little soccer, do you think you can score on me?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, I'd drill it at you. I'd go right in the corner.
I think I definitely.
I think I still got it, so I think I'll definitely be able to score, so you better watch out.
But I'm not taking a rugby tackle from you though.
Awesome.
So that's what we have going on in Tukwila. Thank you for your support.